Hey, I'm gonna walk you through some of the ways I test out my bot to initially get good settings to see what works and what doesn't work. So I'm testing out this bot that I created on the trader Amas. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but I think he's either French or Portuguese, something like that. But um, yeah, so Amas. So he has this untested FVG strategy where he's trading in the opposite direction of, say, like a bullish FVG, expecting price to come back to that area or to want to gravitate towards that area to get retested. So I've tested on the 15-minute time frame. I found good settings for the 15-minute time frame. Now I want to test on the 1 hour time frame, testing on 1 hour FVGs. So this is kind of how I do it. So initially, where we can adjust here is the FVG sizes. So the entry FVG I had at 20 ticks. Actually, no, the entry FVG is based on the 5-minute chart, and then the aimed FVG, where we're aiming to come back and retest, is the 60-minute chart, and I did that for 30 ticks. So let's bring it down and let's see if that changes our outcome. Okay, that does. So this is the 60-minute FVG, so a 10 tick, which is a very small FVG. And now the entry FVG, we're saying 20 ticks. Let's change that down to 15. Let's see what we get. So it got it slightly profitable. It's a 62% win rate, I guess. So that one made it worse. So let's see. We were at 20 and going to 15 made it worse. Let's go 25. So this is on the 5-minute chart, it's finding a 25 tick FVG. So that didn't change it much. So from 25, and we're just testing September till today on NQ. All right, so 25, I think made it worse. Let's go back to 20. It only took 7 trades. So 20 is better. Now this is the backtest settings. So I'm going to screenshot that just so I can remember. What we can do is run it in Optimizer, and what that will do is you can feed it different variables and see what works best. So it'll test it like, say, 5 or 10 different ways. So let's do that. So we'll open up Strategy Analyzer. We'll switch this to optimization. I guess I didn't need to close that window. We are doing the Amas Untested FVG. And so our best settings so far were the entry ticks between 20 and 25 ticks. We'll just do 15 to 40. And we're going to, oh, that's not the right thing here. This one doesn't matter. We'll keep that at 30. So here's our entry FVG size. We'll do 15 to 45. We'll do our FVG ticks. We'll keep that at 10. What we saw made it profitable. And the time frame, we're doing a 60-minute time frame for that unfilled FVG. And we're keeping the min and max the same so it won't iterate over multiple versions. So you don't want to iterate over too much stuff because it'll just take too long. So right now we're just narrowing down what's the best entry size of the FVG. And we got to tell it we want historical. That allows historical trades, or else it won't work. And we're going to use NQ 5-minute time frame for our entries, and we're just going to do a short time frame so it can be a little quicker. I like including commission so I can keep it accurate, and I think that's it. So we'll run that. Okay, now I think it should be working. We'll see. So I'll do 60-minute time frame. The FVG entry size, we're going to do 10 to 30. Let's do 10 to 35. And we're going to do the 5-minute time frame for entry, and then we'll run that. We'll see if this works. Looks better than before. Okay, so it's saying that the best performing was the 30 FVG size, and let's see, let's change our entry size, or sorry, the triggering FVG size, which should be not 30. I think it had better performance at 10. So we'll do 5 to 30, and we'll increment by 5, and we're finding the entry FVGs between 10 and 35 ticks, and we're iterating by 5 ticks, and then we'll see what the best outcome is. So it's doing down here, you're going to see it has 36 iterations. It's almost done. Okay, so this was better by far. So basically it's saying that the triggering 1 hour FVG should be, let's see, the entry FVG size is 35 ticks. The minimum FVG size for the 1 hour can be 5 ticks or 10 ticks. So the main thing here is the 35 tick entry FVG on the 5-minute chart. And then it also likes the 10 tick 60-minute FVG and a 35 tick. So we could do 30 tick, 35 tick. They give us the same result. Okay. So now one more thing we could do. So I'm going to remember that we need 35 tick. 35 tick, yeah, it really likes the 35 tick entry FVG. So that's our 5-minute chart FVG. So we're just going to say, well, 35 was our max. So let's change that. Let's do this again, and we'll do 50 tick to 30, and then the entry FVG, we'll just keep this at 5. So we don't need to iterate there. We'll just run this again and see if a bigger entry tick size is better, between 30 and 50. Okay, so it still liked the same one, which was 30. No, it's kind of hard to read. So it's 35 for the entry, or 40 for the entry. So 35 and 40 gave us the same thing. So 35 and 40, so what I'll do is I'll just screenshot that, and then the next step is to run it through Market Replay, and I'll show you how to do that. So it basically says it only took 4 trades, but I find that in this optimizer, it's not as accurate as doing the Market Replay. So one more thing that I'll change here. So let's change our look back hours. So basically, how long are we remembering that we have an untested 1 hour FVG? I have it set to 6. So we're going to change that. So how long do we remember it? So let's change it from 2 to 20 hours maybe. And we'll increment by 2. Okay, and we'll just run that. So now we're looking for our look back hours. Okay, all right, so this is by far the best, $6,000 result. And let's see what gave us the $6,000 result. So basically we're just looking for the look back hours. So it's a 35 tick size of an entry FVG. And where are our look back hours? Okay, look back hours 8. So remembering it for 8 hours. And what is this one that gave us the same result? Also 8 hours. All right, so I think we have our settings, 8-hour look back. So now what I'll do is I'll get into I'll disconnect from Apex, and I'm going to connect on playback, and then we can start our back test. Back hours is 8. We'll remember the untested FVG for 8 hours. And I think that's it. So we're gonna, we don't need to enable historical trades here. So now I do want to risk a percentage of our account, and we're going to get a risk to reward of, let's just do the risk reward of 1.5. Okay, we're going to enable this, and we will close at session close. All right, that's it. So right now it's just going to be waiting for a 1-hour FVG. I'm going to increase the speed to max. So I wanted to show you the first trade it took, and I just have to restart it here. It took its first trade around noon. So we're running on the 5-minute time frame, waiting for a 60-minute FVG. Running on September 23rd. I'm running all of the December contract because that one I have the most data on. So once it gets towards noon, we'll have that trade to show you. Okay, now it has the 1-hour FVG highlighted in red. That is the bearish FVG. What it's going to wait for is a, I believe, 35 tick FVG, bullish FVG, to go into the retest it. And it's going to aim for a 1 to 5 risk reward. And it's going to find the stop loss at the lowest low between the FVG and the time it found entry. Should find it pretty soon here. Yep, that's it.
Order submitted.
So now it has its entry and take profit lines.
Order filled.
Found entry, and it's going to take profit in a second.
Order filled.
And there you go. So it was risking $1,000, 1% of the account. Ended up getting 1.7K on that trade with 4 contracts. It didn't come up and test that FVG, but according to our settings, it will forget it in 8 hours. And also, according to the settings in the bot, it only does a retracement trade once. It only attempts it once. So there might be benefit to trading into it more than one time, but I didn't want it to overtrade, so I just told it to take the first attempt. So that's it. That's how it works. And I'm going to continue back testing until the end of December, and then we'll see what the results are. All right, thanks for watching.